The time when you hear of Ebola, the first thing you think of is blood. You think of death. You think of this huge disease, of which it's rightful to have that impression. But
back in time, ukiangalia on the African setting, sisi hatuko wagonjwa. It was the white man that came with these diseases. How true is this statement? Before you reply, get this point. Because ukiangalia, easy vaccines, they were forced upon guys. There's a time ulikuwa unaambiwa uwezi travel bila proof of vaccinations. I'd say me like at the COVID.
You can't travel to most countries without
travel to Kisia, travel to Mombasa.
Welcome back, guys. Hi. If you're new here, my name is Becca, and those who are always familiar know me by now. Today we're tackling a very interesting topic. The topic is Ebola in the country. This is a very interesting topic because it touches a bit of health and a bit of politics because we currently understand what is happening. But before we delve into it, I want to introduce my panelists or my co-hosts. About Dre, like we're just intellects, big brains, big minds. So you can trust your source. So we're going to start. My beautiful lady over here, I will allow her to introduce herself.
Hello, hi everybody. My name is Vivian. I am a pre-intern, alumni of KU, and I am a BSN. I'm so happy to be here.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We love having you. You go next.
We love having you. Hey, my name is Bosire. You know me. I'm the co-host. Anyway, BS. What kind of what's BS?
BSN. Okay, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree.
Break it down kwa layman's language. What usiassume watu kunje. I said enough. Anyway, you introduce yourself and know the scene.
I mean, kizungu kidogo. You'll bear with me. Nilienda kituo cha elimu. They go to an educational institution. My name is Butros.
Okay, thank you for that. So guys, Ebola. Now, Tanzania, wewe, because you're the most qualified, I think. What's your take on this disease? What do you know about it so far? And like, how scared should we be as a country in case kesi moja ipatikane?
Okay. So, first of all, I'm really grateful to be seated among intellectuals as I am as well. And it's a beautiful day to be speaking about the elephant in the room and Ebola. So most of the time when you hear of Ebola, the first thing you think of is blood. You think of death. You think of this huge disease, of which it's rightful to have that impression. But today the reason I'm in part of this panel is because I am sort of privileged or in a position to explain in a medical way the impact, the signs and symptoms, and what it means when we say someone has Ebola. So recently I was seated at home and the news headline read that kuna an outbreak of Ebola in Congo. So the first thing you do as a nurse or as a medical practitioner, we need to constantly educate ourselves on the emerging issues. So Ebola is a viral disease. So when I say viral, viruses come in different forms. And since the first case of Ebola was discovered, it was in 1976. So this is the 17th outbreak. So the other variants ni kuna different forms, yeah? Okay. So they evolve over time. Yeah, exactly. So now we're having the 17th. Yeah, we're having the 17th outbreak of Ebola since Ebola began. So the signs and symptoms, there is extreme fatigue, rashes, we have soreness of the body, and these signs are felt in your body, and they can remain in an incubation period for about 21 days. So that's what Ebola is. It is fatal if not treated or managed early. So that's pretty much about the signs and symptoms. The management, we manage the symptoms alone. We still don't have the actual medication that cures Ebola. So we are managing the symptoms just as COVID was. So that's pretty much it. It's a virus, the signs and symptoms, and the management.
Do you think there's a possibility of a cure being developed? And like, how risky? How do you contact Ebola? Tunasanitize ama rada?
Okay. So about how we contact it and the possibility of a cure being developed. Now, just like COVID, I'll be referencing to COVID sana because that's the recent outbreak that we experienced as a nation. So I would be a rumor monger if I say research is being done, because I'm not in a position to decipher whether there is research being done. But as per the previous emergence of Ebola, so I've told you this is the 17th outbreak. There is research here, the previous ones. The current one, we are managing the symptoms. So the other question was how we contact Ebola. So Ebola is contacted by when you come across body fluids, which is blood, mucus, saliva, name it all. So
HIV? Kinda.
Comme si, comme ça. We could say it's like HIV, but HIV inakontainiwa mainly when you get contact na blood, and saliva ni up to 2 liters of saliva.
So it's very hard for you to kiss somebody with HIV and contact HIV.
Yes.
Okay.
So Ebola is different. It's different, but we could say similar to it. Yeah. Ni mbaya.
F is equals to M. Speed is equals to distance times time.
Leo actually I'm learning a lot.
Yes, so that's how we contact it. That's why I think if you're up to terms with the current news and emergence of this Ebola, you've heard of people mentioning PPEs, which are the protective equipment that those who are handling Ebola patients are supposed to be on.
Okay, and I'm not sure what is the pathological duration of this disease. Like, we can say if you have HIV, you can die maybe within a year if you do not take the medication. Like, how long before?
Okay, so we call it the prognosis, like what's the fatality, like how soon will you die if you contact it. So disease processes in a vary according to an individual's immune system. So in this case, we group people into different segments. So we have those who are exposed to it and already have pre-existing conditions. We have the kids or the infants whose immune system have not yet developed. We have those who are in their middle age, sisi sasa, and then we have the elderly. Now, according to the groups zenye nime group, so the disease process is unique and unto an individual. So we are not in a position to estimate that ukipatwa na hii ugonjwa in a period of 1 year you will be gone. However, statistics has shown that within 21 days, that's the incubation period, that you can be having the disease, yet the signs hazijaanza bado. So that's what is open to us.
Stage.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a doctor?
I'm not a doctor.
Nikuulize.
Yeah.
You mentioned COVID, si ndio?
Yes.
But unajua umesema COVID and Ebola are more like the same because they are all caused by a virus, si ndio? But then mimi nilifunzwa in high school, we were taught that ndo utengeneze vaccine, it takes around 15 to 30 years. Mbona hii ya COVID ilichukua less than a year and it was flagged off to be given to people?
Okay.
Na pia naona like there are certain vaccines stand to be corrected za Ebola zenye ziko in the production phase.
Okay. That's a very good question. We have different innovations that are coming over time. umesema your data is based on the knowledge that you studied in school. However, we're having technology yenye evolve over time. This is basing the fact, I'm basing my knowledge from the fact that I'm in a position to understand evolution may come with time, and scientists are always in the lab every single time. So we have lab rats zenye we experiment on them, and we also have like human beings zenye one experiment trials, on them. So go for trials, exactly. So in such an instance, this is not data-based, but assumingly there was a technology that came by during that period that enabled us to be able to get the vaccine. So I'm ready to be stoned for saying that, right?
Can I also try and answer?
Yeah.
Because I've been silent for a just pose a question.
To make relevant.
By saying lab rats, are you saying rats?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Literal rats.
Why do you use rats? Okay, you know people, you're so complicated sometimes. Yeah, why use rats and yet you're trying to discover medicines for human beings?
Okay, we have what wenye they are. Okay, I'm not a researcher. However, in as much as I'm a nurse, I'm in a position to understand that we have the morphology of rats is sort of quite of similar, the closest to human beings, and it is inhuman to use your fellow human being. However, kuna animal rights as well that protect the rats as well. So
they can't just do
not on any rats, but these are rats that have been tested. So their morphology so almost closer.
Basically, they're marked for death.
Not death.
Not death. Kuna a chance of dying. Yeah, there is a chance of dying.
That's a nice way of putting it.
There is a chance. Yeah. But there is a chance.
It's also like, for example, the clinical trials. When you go and sign up to take a vaccine, you're taking a trial. You're the first round of people taking that trial. There's a chance of it backfiring. But you go in, you're being told all this information, so you're going from a point of error. It's different from the rat, but they still protect you. They still take precautions. However, the chance is not zero.
So, in trying to understand, when you say that rats, they're more like we share some things common with human beings.
The morphology.
The morphology.
Elaborates there.
Sorry?
Elaborates for the audience.
Oh, morphology. Yes. Morphology is the genetic makeup, like the makeup in itself, not genetics per se, but how you process some of the, I'd say, atoms zenye ziko in the medicine itself.
So that's why if human beings drink rat,
you will die. Yes, you will.
They die without zero.
Exactly. So how you absorb?
Now it's making sense.
Oh, you can talk to me something about the vaccine thing. I'm also privileged enough to work in the medical field, so I know a bit of. So I think when it comes to things like vaccine, it's just like human beings are different. Viruses are also different. So there are viruses that like have higher resistance, and those that have lower resistance. But for scientists to come and conclude, trials have to be done. Let me give you an example. We have the common cold. The common cold is caused by a virus, but si same na HIV. The way it affects your body is very different compared to how HIV will affect your body. Herpes is also caused by a virus, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yes. All these are viruses, but they will affect your body differently. Now, when they're coming to establish medication, because there's curative and preventive. When they're coming to discover medication, the virus will also respond to the drugs differently. Now, when it comes to vaccine, you also understand the virus is being injected in your body, but with a kind of mutation so that it fights on your cell's behalf. So you cannot technically, as somebody who is in medical field, who understands medicine, you cannot compare HIV and common cold. You cannot compare how they respond to drugs. So kama tume establish vaccine ya common cold haraka ni kwa sababu it was a weak virus. Okay? But HIV is a new virus, its resistance is higher, it keeps on mutation. When it keeps on mutating,
that's why it's difficult.
Yeah, so every single time madaktari wanna make one progress,
there's a different
make like 3 more steps, so we have to catch up. So it's different. So this could explain why the vaccine for COVID was established quicker than the one for HIV.
So kuna hii chama yetu inaitwa DCP, Diligent Conspiracy Proposers.
Wow.
Ikiongozwa na Munyoro. A guy called Ruben State. A very smart guy. We were talking about easy nini jana. Na he told me something. Ati easy diseases. Back in time, ukiangalia on the African setting, sisi hatuko wagonjwa. It was the white man that came with these diseases. How true is this statement?
Comme ça.
Why do you, okay, the white man came with these diseases according to the conspiracy that you have. Now this brings us to the origin of disease. We wouldn't.
Is it true that human beings disease ilikuja from the gorillas and whatever?
Well, comme ça again. Comme ça. Kwa sababu acha opinion yangu. Maybe not.
Oh. That's French.
Yeah, I don't know. Mimi nasikianga tu akisema but I know the meaning.
The origin of disease.
Ndugu yangu ni support hapa tu.
Unajua?
Nguva tu peke yako.
I think you correct me if I'm wrong. Diseases can come from animals. So sema kama STI 100% most of them zinatoka from animals. So you can either have contacts through maybe bodily fluid. Mtu aliona like anataka kuexplore, aka-explore na wanyama and they picked a virus kwa sababu hata wewe body yako hivi iko na some organisms zenye zinakusaidia. Your stomach has bacteria, your reproductive organs has bacteria, so you have natural living organisms in your body that keeps you alive, okay? So the other animals have this bacteria as well, ama these viruses with them. Kwa mwili yao ziko sawa. But when it comes into contact na sisi binadamu, now that is where the problem comes in. Now they start harming us.
And that's also, we could also explain it from another perspective in that we also have specific bacteria in our body that the body fights against itself, and we call them the autoimmune,
Yeah,
like
autoimmune.
the body fights against itself. So it's not right when we say that diseases came from the whites. That would be now bringing in another topic of now racism and every other thing, which we do not
But
want.
then, let me build up on that question.
Okay.
But I stand to be corrected. I was told that ukitoka na malaria hapa equatorial countries kama Kenya, Uganda, endelea majuu, you're at a higher chance of ukispread, like you're at a higher chance of dying quickly compared to ukiwa treated in Kenya. Another thing ni kuna kwanga na STIs zingine ukipewa na mzungu umeenda yani so like
hiyo ni that's a good top point kwa sababu venye evolution ilifanyika, I'm sure nyote mko na the primary concept about evolution tuli adopt differently, unaona. First of all, hata hapa hivi Kenya mosquitoes za Nairobi hazina malaria.
True.
There's specific places zenye kuna malaria na kuna places zingine wana respond better compared to places zingine. So if you take a white person probably in America, or like maybe just an American, let me say that, an American, and infect them with malaria, they will not respond well because their body is not equipped to protect them. You build your immunity, kuna artificial na
Acquired.
Yeah.
So you're acquired, you have to expose yourself to that disease naturally to a certain degree for you to be safe. So malaria has been eradicated in some spaces for decades, if not years and centuries. So much so, their body imesahau what it feels like to host plasmodium. Am I in plasmodium? Yeah. So, wakikuwa exposed to your bacteria, immune system yao itakuwa caught on surprise. Also, they're not equipped. They do not have means to curb the disease because if it was not a problem in their home. So, unaona, sasa story na STI and venye umesema we do not want to technically say diseases came from a specific group, specifically inakuanga STIs specific. Hiyo topic ikikujanga na kujanga mostly on STI. Even consumption of food, COVID ilitokea Asia, China to be precise, ndio. This was a curious person maybe na alikuwa na consume food. Unaona, most diseases ilianza hivyo. It was a conspiracy theory like so they went in the lab and then they invented this disease, then they wanted to sabotage this particular there's a whole lot of politics also in the medical field where they can weaponize maybe drugs. So kuna this whole concept that they can get the disease into the market so that they can sell the drug. But again, in science, if you do not have evidence, yani tu ni story.
Acha nimalize before mnipate tu a conclusive answer Vivian. Sisi kama DCP tunaamini ya kwamba hizi are they epidemics ama pandemics?
Pandemics.
It depends. Pandemic
epidemic is after. Sasa kama COVID is an epidemic.
So pandemic ndio iko
sahiyo.
So like ukiangalia kuna hii COVID ilianzia Wuhan, ndio? Ebola ilianzia DRC, hapo Ebola no, South Sudan then DRC, ndio? Then ika ravage Sierra Leone. Mbona akujai kuwa na pandemic Europe ama Americas? Alafu hizi dawa ndo our Americans ndio wanazi develop mbio hata kuliko penye ilianza. Like, is there something you don't know?
It's an interesting take, but mina feeling kama it's good to be cautious. I think essentially kitu yenye mnajaribu kufanya ni taking things with caution because inaweza cause harm. Except one, tuongelele COVID specifically, people are very against the vaccine. Did the vaccine cause harm to the majority of the population than good?
It costs good, definitely.
No, actually it's arguable.
No, it's not.
However, as you've explained, Kidogo, I cut you short. As you've explained, vaccines will react differently according to a person's body.
Exactly.
So you might take the same vaccine as I have taken.
Yeah.
However, I may have side effects and you won't have. Anything that your body is taking that's foreign will have effects because it's not used to the body. Hata when you immunize BCG, Kidogo, when you immunize the normal...
side effects.
It has. Come on, it has. It has.
Hey.
I was.
Yes, I was.
Me was not.
Me, I was not.
Hey.
Me, I was.
Now, what's the difference?
No, the thing is, no, it's not about being
because
healthier.
You don't know what okay,
the thing
first, you don't know what you entered into, you admitted into your body.
You actually know. We have different types of vaccines. We have different types of vaccines. We have live attenuated vaccines. These are weak vaccines. They've already been killed and they are introduced to your body because your body can fight it already.
But attenuation takes some time.
Relax. Just follow through. So when I say your body reacts differently to different vaccines, what do I mean? BCG yenyewe, it has side effects in that when we once to make we immunize in the hospital, we normally tell you when you see high fevers, when you see the baby and a cry sana, you come back to the hospital. Kwa nini? This is because you are fully aware that some vaccines ziko na side effects. And it's personally and to an individual. So the fact that the COVID vaccine was administered to specific individuals, now waka react nayo, that fully does not disqualify it or title it or clothe it as something that's harmful.
I want to double down on your point. Also, when you are exposed to a certain virus, does not necessarily mean you will show symptoms and succumb from the virus. You can be asymptomatic. You can be a host, a carrier. But when you take the vaccine, it protects also you from other people. So tuseme kama wewe uko na COVID na uko asymptomatic. Unaona, ukishikwa na vaccine, kama uko vaccinated, you're also protecting me because your body will fight, it could protect from the virus. But kama una vaccine, you're putting even me at risk. Now both of you, you're putting each other at risk. Na moja anaweza kuwa asymptomatic.
Can I challenge you? You said that if I'm vaccinated, right? I'm protecting you. I want to make a follow-up of the question your brother asked. Give the question of what my follow-up of what my brother asked. Alisema, tell me why. And it is like, let's talk about Ebola. That's the current elephant we have. It was first discovered, like let's say discovered in South Sudan. Then it went to DRC. Then it went to Western Africa. But you find out that despite all this, the vaccines or whatever they're being manufactured from abroad, USA and whatever. No. So, from a curious point of view, I'm just curious. Answer my question. Why should I trust this vaccine? Yenye watu wamekuja kuitengeneza na hawajajua hajakuwa na hizo nini. Why should I trust this vaccine all the name of protecting you? Na scenario disease. Because I'm speaking at a point of like I'm infected, but I'm being told that it's somewhere, it's in the air.
Na sisi tumekuwa hapa for ages.
Let's speak from a point of knowledge. Let's not speak from a point of assumptions. So a lot of research is done in regards to getting a vaccine, and it has to undergo specific outlined protocols, which involves doing the research, testing it on rats, testing it on a specific number of people for specific time. However, we have different types. I may not be in a position to like name the specific ones. However, but I think before the end of this, I'll be able to mention that we have specific vaccines, just as she mentioned, just as Becca mentioned, that we can get a vaccine depending on its ability to mutate, its ability to like undergo mutation. So vaccine yenye tuko nayo, it doesn't necessarily mean, I know where you guys are headed to, that there could be a chance that these people are the ones inventing the disease and coming. I can see where you guys are headed to. Yeah.
We are not headed there, but that's
no, it's a possibility.
It is a possibility. However, we would like you to have.
You're biased because
facts.
It's similar to electrical.
That's something that let's say it's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Or high chance of it.
And it's very difficult to be in a position to validate a possibility. If there were facts, we would be in a position to argue with facts, because we can't be giving validation to a possibility.
Let me just double down quickly. Like when it comes to people's lives, when you're working in the medical field, let's say you're a cancer patient, when we're taking you for new medication trials, when new medications are being invented, we look at chance, and this is the significance of statistics. When we look at the best chance, because we only have one life. We don't have time to sit down and discuss it could be potentially, if it has a 0.001% chance of saving your life, we will try and look further into it so that we try and give you a chance to live. We cannot lean more on the negative side if the majority of ikitu ni positive. Kama yo vaccine.
So it goes back to statistics. So just acquiring.
Vaccine ya COVID. Possibly there are people who succumbed from the vaccine. But majority did not. Majority did not, which should show you something.
Now, can I, okay. So let's cut you off, but sisi kama DCP.
When I committee kwa DCP.
I also believe that these vaccines they imposed on us. Tell me why. Your time of COVID, allegedly, Moderna and Johnson & Johnson don't gonna produce the largest batches of vaccines. They were raking in millions of dollars. True or false?
Were people buying the vaccine?
Yeah.
I didn't pay for the vaccine.
No, like not as an individual, as a government. As a government.
Yeah, because you have to pay for it to be manufactured.
Dona kusho. Ikitu CBs. Before you reply, get this point. Because ukiangalia easy vaccines, they were forced upon guys. There's a time ulikuwa unaambiwa uwezi travel bila proof of vaccinations.
Hata sahi.
Sisemi like at the COVID.
Yeah.
Was it travel?
You can't travel to most countries without.
I travel to Kisii, I travel to Mombasa.
Oh, mnamaanisha local, guys. Tuko different.
Unanishangana natoka.
Tunaongelea vitu different. But I said I'm sorry.
Nikuulize DCP. Where most
DCP,
of the medications.
We have our Munyoro by the name Engineer Chiteti Ruben. But then our party stands for Diligent Conspiracy Proposers.
Okay, so the
DCP.
diligent conspiracy proposers, where are the majority of the drugs that we consume in Kenya manufactured from?
India.
India. Okay, so where did the COVID vaccine, the initial one, come from?
Allegedly, United States of America.
Okay, so and where is the origin of this COVID that we had the previous years?
It was in a scientific lab in Wuhan, China, state of Wuhan province. China.
Okay, so would it be right if we said that the fact that India is the one manufacturing most of the medications that we use locally in Kenya or even internationally, that Indians are the ones who manufacture malaria, they're the ones who manufacture TB, name them, every other thing. Would it be right?
No, because ukiangalia Wahindi ni watu wa biz. Hawa wana manufacture vitu sensible. Painkillers, antibiotics, biashara tu ndogo ndogo ya mbao chwani. But ukiangalia hizi za vaccines, it's a multi-billion industry.
Okay. I want to give you another food for thought. Also, I've just checked. And the vaccine for COVID was not only manufactured in the US, it was also done in Europe and China.
Yeah.
Also, we could argue that the reason for this was because the virus was moving quick, it was claiming a lot of lives, they needed mass production. Also, if they did really want, kama ilikuwa like a capitalistic concept ama idea, wouldn't the burden of profit be put on the people and not the government? Like, because here's the thing, I've done business before. I had my small business. One of the reasons why I stopped doing the business was because I was using most of my funds to run the business, and the profit margin was very small to sustain the business. So, as a business person, if you really absolutely want to make profit, you have to put the burden of expenditure
On the consumers.
on the consumer. But at the same time, you still need to buy materials. They still need machines to run. Yani, there are things that need to be purchased when the product is being made. So essentially, when the drug is being manufactured, whether people are going to consume it or not, they still need funds. So isn't that the place where the government comes in and funds this organization so that this project can run?
But you're forgetting we're in a third world country. The biggest customers of a big pharma is the Western Europe. Sisi watu wa third world countries, sisi ni wale mazee imebaki, kuna kitu imebaki bana, mtu weke, kuna kitu imebaki, si tunapewa vitu. Hata nimalizia, na pia ukipata zaidi tunabai, you're being forced to. Let me try to.
Wewe ulifosiwa kuvaccinate COVID?
Not really.
Were you forced?
Yes, the guys were forced. Tulikuwa naambiwa you can't have such and such access bila hiyo ni
hiyo time najua kweli huko ushago umekuja ndio unaweza ingia city kama inabidi manze lazima ingia city kusoma.
And ndio maana nilikwambia when the disease was young, unajua tunafaa kwa tunaongelea Ebola.
Yeah, that's what I was coming. Okay, let's acha tuongelee.
Acha nimalize point yangu kwanza, wewe usiwache hii kitu iende na venye ni moto. When the disease imekuja kwa country, it's still young. We are still trying to look at prevalence, the disease prevalence. We're trying to look at venye inasonga kwa community, inaua watu wangapi. Already in Europe and China, it's killing masses of people. So when they're establishing means to curb the disease, we must try to move fast and move quick. Because si kila mtu alichukua vaccine, but who cares right now? Hiyo ni unless utakuwa unaenda kwa country nye ilikuwa very heavily impacted na COVID. Unaona? But in Kenya, in Africa, I don't think most people are as affected as Europe and Asia.
Lakini ona Bosira, before umalizie, sawa tupole Vivian.
Sorry.
Skia, one of our diligent members, but they subscribe to the party, but is a guy in the medical field. Yeye pia ni member wa DCP. Anaitwa Eric Amunga. Amerix. Amerix posted a video yenye ilikuwa ina show in Europe watu walikuwa wanaingizwa in body bags. Watu waja dead. Like wameingizwa in body bags for show, like ile time ya COVID ya kuspread the fear ati guys are dying. Mimi sijui kama it has been ratified, sijui. So na pia nikitumia the local concept personally, najua niko biased, but sijaijua mtu aliuliwa na COVID. Bosile kuna mtu alijua ati uko.
Okay, that's a good
I do know somebody who died of COVID.
That's a good question in your letter, and what I'd like to put open in the air is that as a profession, we are not here to like spread rumors or to fight against the DCP. However, what I'm here to say is during the time of COVID, I was in second year. We attended a burial.
Second year?
Third year? I think I was in third year in uni.
Okay.
We were actually in our rotations. So, however, it was disrupted katikati.
Okay.
So my closest friend lost the dad. Confirmatory tests ili mention that there was some traces of COVID yenye alikuwa nayo. This is data. We won't go by the fact that uliona somebody is being ferried and validate that COVID-19 didn't exist. And it would be acting from a point of assumption. I won't say ignorance, I'd say those are assumptions. However, COVID was something that was there. The topic of today...
No, because hakuna mtu atakustop from conspiracy.
In as much as hata mimi, I never saw any ama J cause shit na mtoto amepata na COVID. I'll be honest.
Hata sasa hakuna mtu anaenda usia kuna COVID. Mbona imepotea?
We are talking
hakuna mtu anachopata niambia like I was nilipata COVID nini. But then mimi sishuku kama yako ignorance.
But do you understand that we have two faces? No, we have two faces. Like there is the you can have the disease in itself but become asymptomatic in that you won't have the symptoms. You might have contracted it,
symptoms.
but it may not be as intense as it would have been when me as Vivian ni contact. So awezi jua not unless your symptoms ziko very much like ziko pronounced.
With that virus, I think most of us, an average Kenyan, mwili yake ilikuwa na good resistance to the disease. So that gave us a plus.
So there's a possibility that nilikuwa na hiyo.
Unaweza kuwa ulikuwa nayo but haukujua.
Sasa nilete ile point yangu sama time has come.
Take your time.
Vaccines, COVID.
I'm not good at that, I'll admit. But then, I'm good at something. There's something my brother said up. Like these vaccines, these people, they waste from the Western culture. They try to force these things into us. And you argued. I'm going by the topic of the day, Ebola, Sindio. They told me, like, as we stand, so I understand Nipa knowledge. Why are these people forcing us to have this? Is it a quarantine center in terms of like what are they for? Because they're forcing us this way. This is the kusema. In as much as our guys, I don't want to mention them, our guys in government, I hear that they went and demanded, requested, give us this money so we can upload.
No, but please.
Uncle, please.
Kuja tu mtu.
Munipatie itenda.
Ni kama wana import Ebola kuja Kenya.
Wow. Okay.
And then that's hapo si ndio tuko na shida because these are the people who elected those guys. But now my main question, why I'm blaming these people, why, and I'm concurring with what my brother said, these people are forcing these things into us. Kenyans went on the streets, social media, kukata like we don't want this thing. Even at the court ikaorder like
Court order there was.
Like
Stop.
I understand it's in parliament being talked about.
It is.
And there's a very stupid, I don't know how these people managed to be elected ama to be representing us. Wana argue, hadi the point of ukisikia wana argue.
Kuna wewe si ulisema
At this point,
Let me finish my point.
watu pigie mkisi
I'm
wetu.
saying why these guys they are forcing. No. Then I was very much astonished ama nilishtuka kuona the United States of America ikirespond. I don't know.
I saw it on a press. I saw it.
This guy is responding that we understand that Kenyans don't want this thing, the quotas, but we're in talks with the government. So it means that they're sidelining this, all these things. Like we are proceeding with whatever we have plans.
Okay. I get you.
And why is that not like could justify these people are forcing these things on us, like those vaccines, whatever vaccines? Answer me why these people isn't that not enough proof to
what they're forcing?
This is a very good question, and it's a very sensitive topic, I'd say, especially the fact that you've joined it with this one. I'd request if I handle it independently. I'm also in support of you. However, that does not eliminate the fact that I was not in support of the other Nene. So we are handling this one. Yeah, two truths can exist at the same time. So the fact that in this case, we can say that it's being forced on us, in that the conversation, we only had it from the US press ATA. We were not notified as a country or as a state that this and this is going to be done. There was no the people participation. That aside, I'm here as a medical personnel. So I'd like to paint to us a picture of what this would look like when they import, quote unquote, the Americans who are already infected with Ebola. Going back to the statistics, we find that there has never been a case of Ebola that has been reported in Kenya. This is not the fact that we don't want the patients who are already infected with Ebola in our country does not mean that we are stigmatizing them. However, I had the CS mention that we are already having quarantine areas, in that watu wenye wana come in, they're going to be quarantined up for a period of 21 days, which is a plus for us. The problem that we're having as a nation, the problem we're having as a healthcare system is that already nikikwa rotations, we're already having a struggle in the PPEs, basic PPEs such as gloves. I saw gloves are tukwa tunapo. So the capacity yenye our government is saying that we're in a capacity to hold the Americans who are having already present cases, it's something that we are raising eyebrows to. So this would already predispose us to now the Ebola in itself. In as much as we should be prepared with the quarantine areas, atukatai that building them ni sawa, but the funding of the areas na the Americans, bringing them when you are already affected, we already understaffed sisi wenyewe. Cholera in itself, it's something that is putting our country at a standstill, in that tukipata in a specific area, we are quarantining the individuals in the specific hospital. Now the question is, as the healthcare providers, why can't they be hosted within the country, because this will be cross-infection. To Nakari, the process of even transporting them, we are coming into contact with their fluids, you're coming into contact with their mucus and every other thing. To stigmatize, however, we'd prefer if better communication would have been done and deliberate and intentional support would be given to the country. However, I feel like at first we shouldn't even accept them. We should deal with the ones that we will find in our country, not as a point of stigma, but as a point of the capacity that we have. The personnel's already, we've seen the doctors and nurses and pharmacists going to the streets already. Payment haiko enough. The protective devices, the PPEs that we are wearing is already not enough. So that's why I'd also say, in that case, I'm seeing that this thing is being forced to us.
And also, when you look at it, I listened to the press secretary speak, and his reason for the transportation from Congo to Kenya was because of proximity of Kenya to Congo.
No way.
And I was calling bullshit because Angola iko karibu na
It is
Congo. Zanzibar, hata Uganda. Like why specifically Kenya?
I was reading some article on X, and some guy was saying we have some small countries in Africa like Rwanda and Burundi. They have never recorded even a single case of Ebola in their existence. You see? And then this guy was questioning why not them?
Yeah.
You see? Why not them? Why not come up? Okay, but then in as much as this guy was questioning why not them, still I'm not agreeing with him, because that's stupidity. If we as Africans we can question why not this person.
Basi if iko huyu mwingine.
Mbona not these people USA? Mbona why?
Yes, unajua explanation yake. Explanation. Let me say, because alikuwa na argue that you see, it takes 21 days for you to have the symptoms, and usually when you start showing the symptoms, it means the situation becomes tricky to handle. Okay, so anasema the trip from Congo to USA is a bit distant, so they needed to look for the closest place.
Congo would have been a perfect area for them.
True, true. The thing is, we're just trying
like
to
the
say,
area itself. Mali,
it's not
Mali may contact is where you're supposed to be detained.
Yes,
that's what I wanted to say actually.
So,
scratch that.
The argument here at Kenya is close to proximity. We don't agree with the fact that it should be in any other country other than the country that they contacted the disease from. Unaona? Kama walikuwa wanataka kukuja Kenya, wangekuja iwapatie hapa. Unaona? That would have been very different. But then shipping sick people to a country that has no record of this disease is secretly trying to massacre this country.
It's crazy, and actually, and the thing is that we are not shying off from saying, in as much as many people deny like the CS, it's a money deal. Like these are few people who want. These are few people who want to gain money.
Sell out.
And looking
at the expense of Kenyans.
Looking at it from a different angle, I'd say, as a country, our leadership is failing us, because you see, US is acting from a point of our people comes first. Like when you tuko safe, let's remain safe. Then let the infected stay on the other side.
Did you listen to that speech of that guy, the
press secretary?
They say when he was saying that we want to keep our country safe.
That's what he said.
I heard him say.
Of which that's good for them. Cool. Good for them.
It's
good for them.
But we also want to keep our country safe.
We also want to.
I'm sorry, but our president is there trying to convince us that this thing is for the good.
It is not.
When these people themselves, they say we want to keep our people safe by eliminating, keeping people away. So come on.
But then, before you guys hit up, try to listen. Don't you guys think in a dead cat? Correct principle, let's talk about the dead cat principle. When guys are facing serious challenges, and the political class, they throw the dead cat on the table. Now we stop focusing on real issues.
We focus
on the dead cat. Now, I feel like we're being distracted from the finance bill.
It could be.
Do you maybe unaona kwa movie DJ Afro alisemanga?
I don't think so.
Relax nimalize. DJ Afro alisemanga, US Special Forces. If kuna any of their member mwenye amebaki huko Afghanistan, Iran, these guys watatumia all resources they have. Kurudisha mtu wapi? US. So I feel like it needs distraction. Let me finish. Nipate tu time. Because these guys know that they have better health facilities way back in US than in Kenya. So hawa watu wajaribu kutu distract from finance bill. Finance bill ade iko in the process of being passed. Sai washafanya inaitwa public what? Participation. Bend our backs. Mbona kila mtu ako kwa Ebola. June 24th is 2 weeks away. Kila mtu akili kwa wapi sai? Ebola. Itafika hivi ipite, na ukiangalia vitu ziko kwa hiyo bill ni normal kuliko za last time.
Can I give my takes?
Relax, give me time.
Acha niongee.
So the moment we are focusing, the moment tunataka kufocus on Ebola, by the time tuna realize, ilikuwa dead cat ni June 23rd. Now we cannot remember our fallen comrades when walikuwa kwa maandamano. We cannot, unakumbuka ilikuwa, was it 2024? Hiyo bill before ikuwe passed, by this time most of the people walikuwa wanajua essentially what is in that bill. Wewe unataka kunikat, unajua vitu ziko kwa hiyo bill side. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Give me time and answer. Answering.
That's the point. So guys, hii issue Ebola mimi personally naona kama an issue. Let's focus on the real issue. And it's a bias.
DCP, I will cut you short hapo. This is hell. This is hell.
Tugawane acres. Kuna watu washikilie finance bill, alafu kuna watu wenye tushikilie Ebola.
I know.
That's what I think. is my perception about the whole idea about the finance bill and the Ebola thing. I don't think one is covering another or rather nini. The thing is we have been cooked.
We are cooked.
Yeah, we're cooked. As Kenyans, we are paying for all consequences of our choices, what we did, because it all comes to bad governance. It all comes to a particular person who doesn't have that sense of, like, let me say hata juu ni feeling ama niseme ni gani, it doesn't see like whatever is imposing into Kenyans, it's hard for them to bear, because I believe the finance bill is of much importance as same as to this issue.
No, they're not the same. It's way important than Ebola.
Ebola is even more important.
Listen.
Sijaona mtu amekuwa na Ebola Kenya, so I cannot give importance to something I've never seen.
Come here,
They are bringing
those who are infected. Guys, allow him to finish and then we.
Unless he has some shady deal or some benefit from that deal of Ebola, he can't claim that Ebola is
But now, what's your superficial thinking? Look
because listen,
through these issues.
Listen, you know what you're doing here ni okay, you've gone to the streets to fight finance, tuache Ebola imeingia kidogo hivyo watu wamekuja, and then you know we are going to okay, do people die?
It is fatal. It is.
You know how many people are going to, like, how many people are going to, how many like fatalities are going to record?
Do you know how many fatalities were recorded for protests of finance bill in the recent years?
Of course, right?
Compared to Ebola, Ebola is zero. Finance bill, how many guys died?
They're bringing those who are infected already.
Now this guy
So
wants
now-
to import this thing into us. Like, he wants to bring it to
Hakuna
this.
Ebola,
Okay,
bro.
guys.
You see, Butrus,
Hakuna
I
Ebola.
prefer you would have said that this guy is looking for every possible ways to punish Kenya.
Guys.
That one okay. Lakini you saying that
Hebu
Ebola
msikie
is
swali yangu.
Angalia,
swali yangu
angalia sahi,
tukisonga.
ukiangalia sahi cases za Ebola in Congo significantly reduced. Those jaisha.
Okay.
Si ndio? But then ukiangalia umesema tu vizuri, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, then allegedly no recorded cases, ndio? But then sahi tunataka kusema hii Ebola it affect lives zetu kuliko finance bill. Tuache kujidanganya. Sahi things are on the rise. Petrol ndio hiyo, in as much as global petrol prices are projected to be lowered. Kenya bado EPRA wanasema haitakuwa lowered anytime soon. Bado kuna hii finance bill, punitive taxes ndio zimeingia, KRA nataka ku sneak into our M-Pesa. Sisi tuko Ebola umeona wapi Ebola?
DCP.
Kitu uko nayo.
Guys,
calm down.
si niko na swali.
Time, mimi nasema time. Hao ndo
Niko na
wanakula time
swali.
yetu
You
ya
see,
ku.
timeline, every
Guys,
guy iko na timeline.
Nimekuwa nikijiadvocate hapa sana. Si niko na swali nataka mjibungu mki. Okay, so yesterday tukiwa kwa session, you mentioned something to do with leadership. Was it you? I think we talk a lot, so I'm not particularly sure. I think ilikuwa Carson. Akisema it's easy to blame somebody when he's on the seat. Like wewe kama hauiko kwa government, you can never really know what it means to be a president until you become one.
True.
At the time Kibaki alikuwa president, so you remember post-election violence, but then now we see, oh, Kibaki is the best president this country ever had. Sindio? So like, okay, sawa, hizi ni precautions zenye government inajaribu kufanya saizi. Kusema ukweli, we have to be honest with ourselves that some of these challenges serikali ina face is not 100% their fault.
Yeah.
They
They inherited from the previous government.
Okay.
Unaona?
But
Hizi
they
ni
were
mashida
the previous government.
But you see,
True, but Ruto is one person. Their MPs,
Can I
their
name you guys
MCAs.
when you're looking at the previous government?
Wait, before he names you, the guys he wants to name. You see what I'll differ now in this case. When you explain, I'll differ with Boutros in this way. If whatever umesema like you cannot in government seek like to like inherit hatuwezi wa blame kila kitu, then I'll say in this case then the finance bill is much less of important than nini. Like we can put that aside because they want to raise revenue. No, listen, let me finish saying. They want to raise revenue to run the country. They want to like make sure like everything is balanced. So we can try to understand that if we are to measure from the Mongia. But
That's a very good point.
No. You're wrong because
does not even come close because this you want to introduce something deadly.
nani alikuwa mimi daily uliona wapi?
Nini?
Mimi nimeona
No way. No. Let me take us to a middle point. Let me take us to a middle point. So we have we have two things with us here. Accountability. That's what you've said. So that point brings us to what are we doing as a nation in order to like better ourselves in the current state that we are in. In that tumesema, we shouldn't blame the ones who are on the seat. However, as a person, as a people, we should take into account and actually make process towards improving the state of the country that we are in right now. So the current arising thing is the Ebola thing, and taking accountability also comes in creating an awareness, which we are doing right now. We've already described signs and symptoms of Ebola. So that means the public, the people who are watching, will already be in a position to identify the signs and symptoms. That is in our capacity. However, by airing this out as well, we are also in a position to create an influence or an impact in as little as it will to those who are ahead of us, those who are in the policy making places, so that they're able to voice out that this is the effect in which this will bring to our country. In as much as you want to raise the revenue, kitu isharibika, you want to get the money in, this is the health repercussions that this is going to have to us. So two truths can exist at a go. You can take accountability, however, you can also be in a position to also identify the gaps that are there, which is in the leadership. If the leadership would firmly stand, or if there would be a deliberate or an involvement of the people, sovereignty of the people, we would get to a point yenye before before the US or the states announce that the Kenyan government receive watu, there would be a consensus yenye tumefika that no, we really are in need of this money so that we can catch up with this. However, this is detrimental to us as a people. The same way US put the people first, that's the same way we would expect our leaders to put Kenyans first.
Do you really believe in democracy?
I do.
Because looking at the history of this country, I am not particularly sure if at any point in time we have been able to enjoy democracy.
What would enjoying democracy look like to you?
Enjoying democracy means they literally listen to what we have to say.
Ile time ya BBI? Gen Z. BBI time ya constitution, ile time ya lakini Ruto ameanza kupinga Raila kitambo. 2010. Ile yes no. Unakumbuka yes no?
Oh yeah.
So hiyo time pia democracy was hard. Naweza sema democracy suffers. Do equal, but we are not practicing it.
But then, to some extent, we enjoy democracy.
No, but sijakata, nasema, the whole concept of, I think, it's a beautifully written script. The best thief is the one that can convince you to get money out of your wallet without actually having to use force to get it out of your wallet. True. You understand? So we've been sold this notion of democracy. Actually, what is happening right now, we don't want that script anymore of whatever it is they're calling democracy. And yes, they pay a bunch of people, they script it and make it look like public are participating in it. Most of these people wamekuwa influenced by kutipiwa. Unanipata? So have we really enjoyed democracy?
Democracy exists, and of course we've enjoyed democracy in as much as not into fully, like we have not yet enjoyed fully, but then it exists.
To what degree?
Because if someone told you the picture of what it means or living in a place where there's no democracy is, you won't like it.
Let's take an example.
For instance, like now, there's some. It's just like asking, do we really have freedom? You see, it is the same question as democracy.
Not really.
You won't answer that into fully that yes, you have freedom. But then to some peer, there'll be some instance that say, "Yeah, tuko na freedom." But ukiangalia hapo yenyewe, you don't have freedom, mama. So I guess about democracy, I had a question regarding the same when you asked, like, do we really have democracy? Do we really enjoy democracy? And my question was, I'm asking us seated in this set, and also to our viewers. Do you think, in as much as we're going to rant all this, we're going to share opinions, we're going to try to be understanding, will prevent this quarantine Ebola thing from being like implemented in Kenya? Do you think you're going to prevent it?
I want to answer swali ya kwanza. You're essentially freedom. The most important thing you need as a human being is not freedom. The most important thing you need to be is you have a house, you have clothes, you have food, and good health. Freedom is the ability to choose. Mimi nataka kukua pale, nataka kufanya hii, nataka hiyo si by the way basic need.
So watu wako jela wako free.
Let me walk you essentially.
Si wako na mungu wako na food.
Let me walk you essentially. Sawa. Nasema the most important things you need as a human being. Ni hizi vitu nne. Freedom is a privilege. You need a house, you need clothes, you need good health. Hiyo ingine nasema ni gani? Food, yes, you need food.
You see Becca.
Without
Becca cook.
Let her complete.
She's cooking and I'm saying the food is not going to be sweet.
What do you mean freedom is a privilege?
Freedom is a privilege when you can have to choose for yourself what you want. Unaona? Because you and I both know like yetu inakwanga already, most of it inakwanga predetermined na place umezaliwa, exposure uko nayo, the kind of education you have. Hizi vitu zote zina like nika zishakuwa chosen for you just by the fact that umejipata kwa hiyo situation. So you're not free of these things.
What do you mean by freedom is a privilege?
Your choice is limited to your exposure. Your choice is privileged by your exposure. Ndio maana mtu atapatiwa na ataona hiyo ni enough na ataenda kuvotia.
So is it right if you say that as a people or as a nation we should not be accorded? Actually, we should not be accorded. No. It's a free world. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. But I have a follow-up question on the concept of freedom is a privilege. So as a country, would it be right for us to say that the fact that the people who are the big fish, I'd quote, the big fish, are in a position to make choices, and since we do not have the freedom of expression, since you've said freedom is a privilege, we are supposed to be diminished. Like we just don't air out our views, we don't go for demonstrations.
You have it all wrong. When I say a privilege, what I mean is when you have it, you enjoy it, but you can fail to have it. Unanipata? Ni kitu nye unaweza kuwa nayo ama unaweza kosa kukuwa nayo. Essentially, if you have it, you get to enjoy the benefits that comes with it. Except, nataka nikwambie, change inaanza na sisi. Like we're having this conversation. Your question was like, will it convince them? Will it? The first thing is, imagine ile scenario yenyewe venye nimesema tuko limited to exposure. Sisi wote tujue Ebola ni nini? We don't even know the seriousness of the matter because Ebola is not taught in school. So utapita nayo kwa social media, you listen to it in the news. Nikishtukia moja kuna mtu na TV na mtu na radio. Ako tu mahali hata juu kuna story na Ebola. Unanipata? Would you say this person can freely make a choice on Ebola? So the first thing is when you know things, you allow yourself to have your privilege because now you're free. You can make a choice. You can agree with it or reject it.
Okay, your point is right. Okay, what she's doing, she's explaining the concept of freedom being a privilege according to her point of view. However, his question is, as we are seated as a panel hapa, are we seeing a possibility of us as a people rising up and preventing the continuation of them importing those who are already infected with the virus? So are we in a position to stop it?
That's where I was going with my whole concept of democracy.
Okay, take us away.
Take it away. Like, I think if we as Kenyans really understand the kind of power democracy holds, we would have taken matters into our own hands seriously.
How does that look like?
So for example, hata kitu kama maandamano. The other time we were having finance bill, and like it was a really shaky moment for this country. But yet, unaenda unaongelesha mama mboga. And this ndio anafaa kwa front line. Si ndio?
Do you know, sorry to cut you, but do you know democracy is a double-edged sword?
I know.
Because there's a time that controversial lawyer Neto Miguno, he warned us against a certain female lady and a certain well-known businessman na former governor. The oldest of the I'd say cons of electing these people.
Yeah, sure.
Na kila mtu alikuwa anamsema ni fala. But democracy was against him. But tukapatia our leaders when he warned us against. Now we are suffering.
Sure.
So I'd say democracy si mzuri saa zingine pia si.
Sasa umesema hivyo kanikumbusha point yangu nyingine. So to make a country like North Korea, we keep on seeing on mainstream media that ni iko under dictatorship, sindio? But a normal North Korean person alipi school fees, alipi pesa ya kwenda hospital. They don't have shower, wanaenda tu hospital kwa mgonjwa unaenda unatibiwa. They have homes. Unaona? Wewe uko sure ukikuwa
But unajua hawezi nyoka huyo boys ama hawezi vaa kama
ni sawa, but
style yake hawezi copy.
Ukiniambia mimi ni choose, wewe unaweza nyoa kama yeye, wewe hapa madini wewe unaweza nyoa, si ndio? But utasema like compare to na maisha ya yule mwenye akikuwa mgonjwa atatibiwa bila kulipa do. Unanipata? Ako na nyumba, usiku ikifika ako na chakula kuweka kwa meza. You know what I mean? Quite like radical about Korea and Kim Jong-un na hiyo tradition yao, like these people are like being, you know, I understand, but kama unaweza meet like basic needs zako ya kwanza, is it that important to have that kind of a haircut really?
Like mbona ambia watu msijaribu kunyoa kama mimi.
Ngoja. But this is not
kwa sababu uta understand pia most of governance zenye inakuanga rooted in culture, kama hata Saudi Arabia for example. If you travel to Saudi Arabia, they don't exercise like so many freedoms zenye sisi hapa Kenya
True.
tuna exercise. Things like liquor, going out, late night clubs, certain way of dressing, places of hanging out, the way women and men interact, uko iko more reserved. So there are other countries zenye culture zao ziko more rigid and more reserved.
Can I cut you short kidogo? You're explaining a very important point, a very heavy point. However, I'm really struggling kidogo because I feel we've gone too far from the main question, which he asked. Question yake was,
DCP dropout.
Do you think as a people we are able to stop?
Yeah.
And I may be not patient enough to get to where we're headed with this, but I'd kindly request where we headed with this, like, yes, democracy and freedom and every other thing.
So how I marry these 2 points?
You're answering my question.
Wewe overwhelm Beka.
Okay,
acha nimsaidie kwanza. Vivian Beka alikuwa anasema like if democracy was truly in action in Kenya, then there could have been public what?
But your participation. Okay.
Ndio watu wakuwe allowed to decide for themselves. Do they need this quarantine facility in Kenya or not? But then tumeona social media, the CS alisema, according to the Public Health Act, when such and such happens,
you supersede the court order.
And the public cannot be.
Atuwezi sema anything against it.
So umeona.
Yeah, and then
So now I get you.
And then so maybe this next step is maybe where we take action. This is where maybe we demonstrate or maybe we boycott or do something. But do you think we will?
That was my question.
Do you think we will?
Boutros, do you think we are capable of stopping all this?
We can. I think we can. But will we?
Do you think will we? Yeah.
Will we? Will we is the question.
This is the thing. Most guys sindo najibu.
Ni mbaya.
Will we?
Kizungu ilikuja na meli.
Will we okay, will we do it? So will we?
Will we?
Let's say atukumaliza the question.
So wase who want to take up arms to resist issues that now affect personally.
Yeah.
I am biased. Maybe I sita join kwa hiyo match ball.
Wow.
Nime acknowledge. Kuna wase wata receive negatively, but na feel tu ndakuwa na wadanganya. Mimi haini affect. As a normal
priorities zake ni different.
Mimi na feel man hiyo bola inisumbu. Hadi nyinyi mkimati hiyo siku kutakuwa na wasanduzi kwa barabara. Wako job. But ukiangalia issues kama finance bill, ulikuwa unaona taxes za pads ima affect madem. High levies on maybe fuel ima affect our public transport. Time ya new funding model imeaffect also uni. Kila msee ako affected. So when you are resisting hii issue, we are doing it as a unit. Umeona? But ikikuja, I'm sorry to say this, but issue ya femicide, madem ndo walikuwa wengi, si ndio? Mbona I affect wanaume. But kuwa na issue ina affect wanaume, wase wangeenda as a unit. Hivyo wase wanaweza pinga wanibash, but hiyo ni ukweli.
But you see, that's a shallow way of approaching things or thinking.
Is it really shallow?
A shallow guy.
Wow. It is not. It is not.
Let me finish what
No, but he's being realistic though.
Yeah.
Anasema kitu iko.
You see, when you're saying that you won't be like joining these guys in marching to protest against Ebola because you feel it doesn't affect you, and then you proceed and give examples of situations where maybe femicide, where ladies were there because it was affected. I feel you're being picky. You're picking some things to justify your, not, I don't want to say stupidity, but your shallow ways of viewing things. You get it? Because it doesn't affect you now, but it may affect someone close to you, or maybe it may affect someone who at one point will make you feel affected, ama will make you be affected.
Ulienda maandamano ya watu wa Bolt?
Listen first.
Ulikuwa maandamano ya watu wa bodaboda ama fans wa Chelsea wakiwa huko Tao? Ulikuwa?
Ulikuwako?
But sida kwa affect.
This is scenario yenye okay, tuseme Ebola ita affect at one point, naona au utaenda ku demonstrate, naona maybe some 2-3 guys wameenda kwa street kesho ina feel watakuwa affected, then the government inaona hakuna kitu hapa, there's no more sense, like hiki tija affect watu, then wame cool down. Tomorrow something now comes in and affect, and then maybe you want to go the streets, naona. Now don't you think utataka uja mwingine mwenye pia atafeel hiki kitu ina affect akuje kusaidia ku demonstrate?
Acha nikushow.
Uta expect jamaa kuja kusaidia.
Sita force bro.
Kuja kumatch up kwa Ebola. It means
sita force.
What we're doing here we need that it's a unity. In as much as it doesn't affect you, we need to come like it's a unity thing.
I think that's a very good point yenye amesema, in as much as it might be controversial, and that's why we are here as a people, like could desensitize huyo mtu ana feel haimu affect, because we are here to explain it to you. No, we are here to explain it to you. Ikitu, it might seem like it's not affecting you, but bringing infected people would affect you in that mimi amanas, I will go and take care of your mtu. Sindio, I will have my PPEs. In an instance that sina hizo PPEs, I contact the fluid. Okay, sijanawa mkono, nimeenda home kwangu, nimeenda to the local mama mboga, nimepanda boda, nimeshika mtu wa boda, the next person amekuja amemshika. So explaining this to you in a way that speaks to you would be a way that it would, I think, bring you home. Ndio uone itakuwa affect. However, it may not bear the same intensity that we expect it to bear kwako, but at least utakuwa from a point of stuff inaweza ni affect.
Okay, mwacha niwaambie,
you know,
I think also the point enye we seem to not agree. We're not talking about whether Ebola will be in this country or not, or whether finance bill intensity yake ama ina affect nani. Thing was priority. I think that is where the conversation
prioritization.
So when it comes to what we're talking about right now, where we direct our anger ama energy, should it be Ebola ama should it be finance bill? Because I think according to yeye, priority yake itakuwa finance bill, because there is a possibility Ebola might come in the country or not. But as we speak right now, finance bill inaku affect whether you like it or not. So that's a fact, ni kitu tuna experience.
Neza kata kidogo tu. It's not a possibility of whether it will come or not, because they've already said that these are people who are confirmed to be having the disease. They will be ferried in.
Yeah, wajafika.
But they will.
Washaanza
ku build the quarantine.
Yeah, ndio nakwambia. The thing is, unaona hata maybe wakiletwa kwa hii country and we are seeing it happen in real time, people will be mad. Hata yeye atakasirika. Yeah, we are going to shout and yell and many. But meanwhile, we need not to forget about the finance bill, because Ebola ni kitu maybe hata itakuwa na funding and things will run smooth. This yani tuko in the gray area about story na Ebola.
True.
But the finance bill inaweza kuwa an exact replica or worse of what happened kwa 2024, no? 2024. It could be a replica. Na unajua hao watu wanapitishanga ni bills zingine chini ya maji. So we kidogo tu, you just, life is becoming harder and harder as time progresses, which is crazy kwa sababu since independent maisha yetu inafanga kuwa inakuwa
easier or manageable.
Sasa ikienda tu hapo tunaendelea kuwa jobless, tax inaendelea kupanda, salary haiongezwi, we becoming slaves in our own country, unaona. So it's a matter of priority. Hizi vitu zote ni important, but as much as like we are talking about Ebola and like we're tuna direct anger yetu towards hii issue, finance bill, guys.
So I feel like I said, we Kenyans we been cooked.
We are cooked.
Tunaungua.
Yes, tunaungua na
ama tumeiba.
And it's so sad. And the only redemption we have is just 2027. And I hope it is not a gospel we are doing.
Uko kadi?
Niko kadi.
Uko kadi?
Definitely.
Uko sindio? Sisi wote tuko kadi.
And I honestly like I want to add, even if it means taking every day to remind you guys, the only way we can redeem ourselves is 2027, because
register as a voter, man.
Yeah, register as a voter. That's the only way, because whether we say all this, like for instance, tumesema finance bill, of course it's affecting us. It's a major issue, but at the end of the day, there'll be some guys seated in parliament who will vote because they've been told vote yes, not because like last time. You see, last time I felt bad when a guy is coming to apologize, a politician is apologizing.
Mubaba tu mkubwa na ndevu.
I'm sorry, I voted yes. You know, I was given orders. Orders what? Meet your finger for you.
Also,
so
to add on new kitu, I wanted to touch a little bit on finance bill. I feel like we as people in this country are very logical. We do not expect at the country sipate revenue. We have to run. Except kila time tunaongeza tu tax ingine. They're taking more money, but we are not seeing malizi pesa zinaenda.
So the government should cut on expenditure badala kuongeza taxes na levies, kwa sababu our legislators ndio are earning the most money compare to the legislators in most countries. Hadi European countries unapata MP wa Kenya na earn kuliko an MP wa hiyo area, in as much as GDP yao it's big and better than ours. So guys, to check on that, man, finance bill is 2 week to the remembrance June 24th 2024. It's 2 weeks from now, and as we are gearing up towards it, tupitie hii bill imekuwa tabled. Let's expose the impunities na pia tusisahau historia ya Ebola.
Okay, so guys, I think we can just give our parting shot on the topic.
Okay.
And wrap it up. You start?
Yeah, you don't have a problem.
I'll prefer you finish.
All right.
The guest.
Expert
in this field.
Okay.
Yeah, so that unajua anaweza kupeana parting shots.
So ni wewe.
Kana hadi zetu.
Wewe na
Ushindwe unasema nini?
Okay,
But anyway, like guys, the big question of the day, you ask yourself, like, you really think the way you can prevent easy to mambo na quarantine or whatever being implemented like it? The question, I think the question is as your answer is as good as mine. No, we won't. I know that. We know our leaders. You know that. So there's only one way to do it. Tukue kadi, and we have ourselves to just fight for ourselves. Tukue kadi, because these people, washeka grid mbele, washeka tama mbele. If our CS can say that, it comes to a point where sometimes you don't have to listen to the court ruling and whatever. You have to act. You see, we're in danger, man. We're in danger, guys. We're in danger. So I think For me, I'll be very grateful, like kama nyinyi to our guest. Nimekuwa set lakini nimekuwa nikisoma. Ulisikia vile kizungu iko leta mbio ikianza. Kwa pili hivi tu naangalia nasikia ananirusha. Kumbe ni anakuanga daktari sijajua. Ana knowledge. Mimi niko hapo tu nasikia siku ya kitu nini virus nini. But that's the main thing. And about finance bill, reject. That's my participation.
Thank you. You'll go next.
So Jama, I won't echo what he said, but then to add on his few cents, kama drop out wa DCP, there's a challenge to question hizi decisions zenye zinakuwa made by our government on behalf of the West. Kiangalia sasa tumekuwa imposed on Ebola 2020, COVID. But then recent nimeambiwa ni pandemic. Me I feel like it's a distraction from real issues. Issues zenye sahi ziko at hand. Mostly na feel to ni hiyo finance bill. Juu either way hiyo ndo ina to affect each and every person. Then I want to really appreciate Vivian for coming through today. Nimejifunza vitu mob. Initially me thought Ebola msee nikikushika hivi nitapata siko najua. Na pia nilikuwa najua science ni you're bleeding profusely from your
every single opening in your body.
So una leo nime unlearn. Na really appreciate you coming today.
You're welcome.
Finally, best for last.
All right. It has been a pleasure being part of you guys for this session. And for my parting shot is all factors being held constant, whether it's a distraction or not, just to sensitize you on the importance of putting your health first now as an individual's initiative. So watch out for the following signs: fatigue, general fatigue, profuse headache, itchiness, rashes on your body, and the last stages is where you find the general bleeding, which is from all the orifice of the body. So as an individual, take care of your health, make sure you're maintaining hygiene, washing of hands, and just be woke. And when I say be woke, is that if you know of a person who's traveled to the areas that we've mentioned are prone or there are cases, you could refer them to any of the quarantine centers. Actually, there are 23 that the government is actually building as of now, which might be to our advantage in as much as there is the propaganda or there is the news of them ferrying in those who are infected. It is also for our good, because it will also quarantine those who are infected from Kenya. However, we don't know about the Laikipia one, but to some point there is some good in it. So take care of your health as a personal initiative, and the rest we can leave for our government, but health yako iko your first priority. That's all I could say.
Okay, thank you so much. For my personal take or my close-up, guys, I think you need to trust your health practitioners more. Now, the medical field is very different from the government. So when we're coming up with conspiracy theory, we need to trust our medical practitioners a little bit more, because they're not as influenced by the government as you may think. All these doctors, nurses, and every single person working in a hospital are working to promote life. And easy systems ziko in place are for the good of the masses, and not just like a whole conspiracy as some of you would like to think. Another thing is the political game is very complicated, and we are coming into a place where hizi vitu tunaambiwa hazimake sense, because the only thing that doesn't make sense is a lie. A lie can be very straight on or omission, so there's something we are not being told clearly, and the government should cut us some slack with all this nonsense excuses, because we actually know something is not right somewhere. Other than that, it is your responsibility to take care of yourself, as she told you. And yeah, please stay tuned, like, share, subscribe. You'll find us on YouTube and other social media platforms. We loved having you as our audience. So until next time, bye.
Adios.
Peace.
proud to have you again on this. Tumesema kwanza haijanifurahisha eti because the government will take care of that. Government is not taking care of that. It's just exposing government.
Taking care of what?
Like you said that you told us that we be like the like here we let the government do its the remaining part of what these people, if we let them to do those things, they will kill us, they will expose us, they are killing us. In fact, we don't even have one case of Ebola confirmed in Kenya, not even one.
Okay, I don't oppose that. What I was majorly hammering on is the fact that all the factors being held constant, the fact that kuna the government in take place nini, health inaanza na wewe mwenyewe, right, as an individual. However, we shouldn't omit the fact that our government also has a national responsibility of taking care of its people. So it starts with start from what you can control, which is your personal health. Then from there, we go on to the next step, which is sensitization of other people, or trying to create policies that may favor our health as a people, like as a nation.
So get it wrong. Just the fact that we're allowing people in the country does not necessarily mean sasa Ebola itasamba.
It will.
Hear me out.
Is Ebola airborne disease?
No,
it is not.
There's a chance.
Contagious.
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance inaweza samba. But the chance is not 100%.
But then why introduce?
Yeah, the problem is it's a risk. That is why we are against it. But see, ati mtu akishakuja na Ebola, the whole country now we are going to start to suffer. It's just like, why are you exposing us, knowing very well inaweza escalate, get out of hand, and we are not equipped to take care of that pandemic currently.
Okay, they have said that they are building 23 quarantine areas. However, the 23 centers places strategic, like at the airports and at the outlets. Mali, the borders are leading towards Uganda. The other ones, okay, I may not get the others, but there are 23 of them in totality. So the main problem we had is those who are infected coming in. Kenya as a country, yes, hatujai kuwa na any reported case. So this might increase the chances, the risk of us having a case.
Okay. So asking about that question, I've been wanting to ask the answer as we're going to finish. Do you think it's right, or when the CS4L said that Kenya needs approximately 2.29 billion
for what?
For preparation of that
of Ebola? Hizo ndio pesa nyonda kujibaia nao chipo kisha chukua kutoka kwa American government.
As a medical personnel, I'd say I won't be able to quantify the exact amount of money that may be required for the preparedness of this disease. However, what I'm sure of, it requires a lot of resources, which goes into the personal protective equipment that are supposed to be downed on by those who are going to be taking care of this patient. We need an isolation center that will be specifically for those who have this disease, which will require resources. Setting up the entire institution, it does not necessarily mean kama kuna hospital is just a specific ward, but it's supposed to be a separate entity which needs finances as well. So quantifying it, I may not be able to. However, I'm aware that it requires resources, which I'm not quite sure we're in a position as a country to provide for, because currently as I'm speaking, kuna some doctors who do not have gloves in our level 5 hospitals. I've gone for the rotations in such hospitals. So quantifying it, I may not be able to, but what I'm sure of, it needs a proper revenue flowing towards it.
Because like it's technically like building a hospital from scratch.
It is.
Where you get like a new place separated from everyone else, equipment's different. But in case of casualties, they handle it very differently from how normal casualties are handled.
So you support this aid from SA government to Kenya?
At what cost? It's coming at what
really.
cost?
We don't want the risk. We're not supporting it. We're just saying, during this whole conversation, there are other activities, there are other side activities that are happening, like she's mentioned the 23 facilities that are being established. Doesn't mean, because we do not want to accept the Americans, doesn't mean that Kenyans that are not exposed. So when they're coming home, there are ways to take care of them without infecting the whole country. So as much as iko na negative side yake, there's a little bit of a bright side to it, but still we're not pro the risk. That is what essentially anasema.
I'm halfway there. Anyway, guys, can say thank you for
coming.
for opening the eyes.
Yeah. So yeah, until we meet again, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Subscribe, comment, and give your views.
Hit the like button.